Well, we are glad to welcome our next guest, the Vice President for University Relations at Notre Dame, Lou Nanni. Lou, welcome back to Notre Dame Day. You've been all over the place all day the last 2 days.
Hey, Ellison, first of all, it's almost midnight, and you're here volunteering once again, year after year. All of the crew behind the cameras, our hearts are just overwhelmed with gratitude, and we're humbled by your sacrifice and dedication to Notre Dame and the mission, which goes so far beyond this campus.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for all that you do here at Notre Dame as well. And, you know, we've been doing Notre Dame now for 11 years, and you've said many times this is your favorite time of year. What excites you so much about this event?
I mean, the event is, first of all, we'll raise more money in these, 36 hours for our student clubs and initiatives, as well as for our sports teams, as well as for the alumni clubs and academic departments. We'll raise more money specifically for the student organizations in one day than they will have the rest of the year. So it makes a real impact. But more importantly, it's about the storytelling, and it's about getting the word out to the Notre Dame family. And what I love the most about this is every gift really matters. I mean, we celebrate every gift of $5, $1, $25. It really, cumulatively, it has a huge impact on moving Notre Dame's mission to be a powerful means for good in the world.
I am continually impressed by just the overall production and all of the work that goes into this. It is truly amazing, and I'm so glad that you kind of shouted out some of the folks here.
Yeah, it's first of all, we have an extraordinary team here, and they dedicate themselves, throughout the year. But then to have this volunteer force that steps up and like you and others that come back, many behind the camera. It's a lot of people that make this couple of days so special.
Well, and you've been doing some in-depth interviews over the years now, and with members of the Notre Dame family, a series now entitled For Good, Stories from Notre Dame. Tell us what you hope to accomplish with these interviews and what the response has been like.
Well, it all began at the onset of COVID, and we thought, how do we keep our alumni, parents, and friends connected to the university and informed? And so we started to do kind of what we started to call them weekly live chats. Maybe it was every other week, and the viewership really was strong, and people were craving information because Notre Dame was one of the few universities that stayed open when everybody else closed during COVID. And so the following picked up that when COVID came largely to an end, we just kind of revamped and continued to tell the stories of Notre Dame. There's so many incredible stories here. It's like unearthing kind of the lights under bushel baskets, and they shine so brightly. And I love doing it because I get to learn so much from our different faculty and athletic leaders and student affairs leaders. It's really a lot of fun, and the viewership has been really strong.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you also oversee the greatest alumni association in the world, of course, and they are hosting a global day of service coming up on April 27th, the second one ever. Tell us a little bit about this and how Notre Dame continues to be a motivating force for good in the world.
Yeah, so first let me just say that the Alumni Association is, without peer. And we talk a lot about Notre Dame is you're not, to students that are right now making decisions to enroll this year, it's a for forever decision, and that you get to participate in an alumni association that will be there for the rest of your life. And like any family, a family is at its best when it's most needed. So should you suffer sudden misfortune, real challenges, struggling with an illness or the loss of life, the Notre Dame family turns out. And you won't find a family that will envelop you in greater a sense of love and affirmation in the difficult times. But also the community will give you a swift kick in your butt if your head starts to get too big. People will keep you grounded and say, hey, listen, you're better than nobody else. Stay humble, stay grounded, serve others to the best of your ability. So the Alumni Association, that network, is one of the hallmarks. But what is incredible is we have the largest number of clubs of any alumni association in the country, and they're spread throughout the United States and the world, but we don't call them alumni clubs. Why? Because we have so many non-alumni who are part of our clubs. Subway alumni, as we refer them to. I was at the club of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania not long ago, the famous battlefield site. We have 110 members in that club. 100 of them are not Notre Dame alums. And the president and leaders of these clubs, so the passion for Notre Dame, given its Catholic character, its football following, is enormous. And so we're more than just an alumni association of alumni. It's also of parents and friends. In the global day of service, you realize that there's roughly 7% of the world's population has a college degree. At the University of Notre Dame, if we are not asking ourselves every day, how are we making ourselves relevant to the other 93%, then we've missed the boat. And this global day of service is remarkable because not only these clubs in the United States, but all over the world. You just heard from a young alum from Burkina Faso, a country that is engulfed in war right now as we speak. And they are going to be performing a global day of service as well. So it's a great way for us to collaborate across the globe and make service a reality for so many people in need.
Well, and I tell you what, in my line of work, I cover the Notre Dame football team, and we travel for the away games, and I always look forward to the ND Club events in each city, and the turnout is amazing, and it speaks volumes to just that network and how far outreaching it is.
El Paso, you know, the place, the Sun Bowl. I mean, it's one of the most populous Latino communities in the country, and they embraced Notre Dame like no other. And they feel like Notre Dame is their, you know, some went to school here, the vast majority not, but Notre Dame is their school.
Making that connection. Well, right now, the second new interdisciplinary science and engineering facility is under construction in East Campus, the research complex there, due for completion in winter 2025. And just a few days ago, the university broke ground on a new state-of-the-art football facility. Tell us why these projects like these are so critical to what Notre Dame does now in the world.
That's right. So first of all, I would say that on the science and engineering front, this is where most of your medical breakthroughs are going to come by. Interdisciplinary teams from science and engineering backgrounds come together, data analysts, biochemists, people from all different disciplines come together to find cures for rare and neglected diseases, to come through breakthroughs that will help out with cognitive disorders like Alzheimer's, etc. The pioneering, cutting-edge research is done in those areas, and it's going to help us to be a force for good in the world through the research that we pioneer. So that's really important. The football building is really, really critical for us because football is perhaps more than anything else the way we convene group. So you know better than anybody that on these home football Saturdays, we not only will gather 80,000 people who fill the stadium, but another 20,000 that don't come in for the game. And it's a way that we convene, we build community. Some 20,000 will go to Mass after the games and walk the campus. When people come back to this campus around those occasions, they want to remember, to be reminded of what's important in their lives. What's important in life, right? Because it's not just that they're coming back to see a football game, but they're coming back to remember what they longed for in their youth. What are the eternal virtues that we need to hold on to? And I'm even convinced that a lot of people, when they come back to campus, perhaps more subconsciously than consciously, they expect to be moved to tears at some point during their visit. And we play a really important role. Football is what drives the revenue for all of our 26 sports. It allows us to compete in all of the Olympic sports. So it's very important that we be strong in that area and we continue to convene the Notre Dame family and host so many other communities who long for that home football game at Notre Dame to be the opponent.
an experience like none other, no doubt about it. Now, Notre Dame Day serves more than 900 causes across the Notre Dame community, and we'll see tens of thousands of gifts pour in during this event. A few families each year have established a challenge fund to motivate these causes, which is amazing. Funds that will end up in the coffers of the top producing groups. Are you at liberty to tell us who these families are and why these gifts are so important to Notre Dame Day?
For sure. So the folks, the names I'm going to just share with you right now, contributed $500,000 cumulatively in matching gift funds for our student clubs and everyone else. Cheryl Custer, class of '86, Steve Strake, in honor of his wonderful father who just passed away, George, class of '57, and his mother, Annette. Paul and Brenda Gilsinger, who were around earlier tonight, Tony Carr, Jim Burgess, class of '69, and Elizabeth Mannon Burgess, Ken and Angie New, Dave and Lisa Bangert, Joe and Jan O'Neill, one of our beloved trustees, and Tony and Sharon Rattino. Heartfelt thanks for them there. And most importantly, I want to thank everybody here. I love this day for everybody who contributed in any way, shape, or form, from a gift right down to a $1. We were able to support 814 causes. We have raised close to 34,000 distinct gifts. We have broken records in every category here at the university, and we have raised now almost over $3.8 million for all of these groups. So we feel beyond blessed, and our hearts are full of gratitude for all of you who have made a difference in the lives of our students, and you have helped us as a Notre Dame community to be a greater force for good in the world, so that we can make a difference from people who will never set foot on this campus, but will know of the impact of Notre Dame in their hearts, their minds, and souls.
Lou, you have a gift of words, and your presence is felt here, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for spending your time here on Notre Dame Day. And now we'll let you go and to kind of soak in the moment of what all has taken place over the last day or so. And thank you again.
Thanks again, Allison. God bless.
All right. Well, we will have just a short break, and then we'll be right back.